Our goal is to be a one-stop shop for all your financial needs, to be there for all the major financial decisions you make and all the days in between. And this license will allow us to do that in an even more differentiated way. SoFi Money will go from an account that we partner with a bank on to our own SoFi checking and savings account. So we'll be able to give a high interest rate on checking, higher than anyone else gives. We'll be able to do that with no fees. We'll be able to provide overdraft protection, the ability to pay with your phone, pay with your card, pay your friends person to person. We would just ask you to do direct deposit with us against that backdrop. And so that's one big differentiator. Okay. And then, of course, as you mentioned, we'll be able to offer more loans at lower interest rates.
It finally happened. SoFi actually closed out on this bank charter. I'm wearing a special shirt. Let's get this bread. Come on, because you know what? 2 days ago, I posted about this, SoFi, saying that I was going all in on this stock. And then in 2 days, they closed out on their bank charter. I mean, it is just lucky timing, but it is great to know that whenever I was buying in the $12 ranges, and now it's all the way up in the $15, $16 marks already, I mean, it's just, yeah, lucky timing feels great whenever it happens. But back to the interview though, like Anthony Noto said, this is so great for SoFi in many different ways, and the stock should only go up from here. Like, not only about the things that he mentioned with like the money side where, we can get all the better features and rates from all these things that they can offer, but then also in the lending side, like we can get better rates, better cuts of the actual, our gross margin, because now we don't need sweep partners that we pay all these additional amounts out to just because they're middlemen. What Anthony didn't even talk about is the fact that right now, Galileo is also paying a certain bank to actually, utilize all these features that they have to offer. But considering that SoFi Bank is now a thing, they'll actually just be able to partner in-house, not have to take that middleman cut, and actually be able to offer the same services that go right back to not only Galileo, but also to SoFi, benefiting them both. Another interesting fact is by the time they actually get this all running, which should happen in February, they're actually going to be offering in their checking accounts over 1% annual interest rates. And the big banks can't compete because they have all these branches that are very expensive to run, and it makes their costs a lot higher. I mean, it's not that they're not making money themselves, but they won't be able to compete with these high rates that SoFi will be able to offer because they're a digital first business, and they have such low costs that they're able to offer way higher rates that are going to just, make that doubling of consumers continue to happen year over year over year. What's now going to get in the way of SoFi is just purely exposure. When people hear, Wells Fargo or Bank of America or JP Morgan, they know exactly what you're talking about. But SoFi is still so brand new that people don't even know what it is. But now with things like SoFi Stadium, for example, these huge things that they've been investing in that, lead to pure exposure. Okay. And whenever they have events like BTS playing in the studio or even the Super Bowl, and these things are huge. I mean, the Super Bowl alone brings in around 100 million televised views annually. And all these views to the most spectacular, state-of-the-art, multiple billion-dollar stadium that SoFi has the naming rights to. But people aren't even, most people do not care about the difference between who actually owns the stadium and who has the naming rights to a stadium. They just think that SoFi owns this big stadium. And what does this company do? Let's Google it. And then, SoFi can have this $10 if you sign up for our, checking account, whatever promotion. And then they're going to create so many new customers out of all these big events like BTS or the Super Bowl. This is only going to snowball faster and faster. Now that they actually have this bank charter, they'll be able to, work so much more efficiently, not having to actually work with 50 different states. Instead, they just work directly with the OCC and the Federal Reserve, and that's going to keep life very, very simple. One weird little thing that I found with this bank charter, however, is it came with a few stipulations. One of them actually being one that I wanted to point out, and that's the fact that there might not be very much crypto holding coming from this company anymore. A spokesperson at the OCC said, talking about the bank charter, they said, "This levels the playing field and will ensure that SoFi's deposit and lending activities are conducted safely and soundly, including limiting the banking ability to engage in crypto asset activities." Now, whether that's actually allowing their customers to buy, the 30 some odd plus tokens that they offer on their platform, or the fact that the actual company cannot hold those assets on their balance sheet. See, that would make sense to me. Not allowing them to hold on their balance sheet because then that can ensure the safety of the balance sheet that they have or whatever because it's more volatile. But not allowing the customers to buy those products, well, that's a very different story. We'll find out later down the line exactly what this means for SoFi, but one analyst actually maintained his buy rating while saying, While handling crypto as a bank holding company will likely require some disclosure changes, we believe these issues are fully solvable and should not be adversely affecting SoFi's future product capabilities. Crypto transaction by bank holding companies are permitted, and we estimate that SoFi may have up to 5 years, including extensions, to become compliant. It's a very interesting time to be a SoFi stock holder, especially whenever you're holding as heavy as I am right now. But make sure you check out my video right here if you want to see exactly why I'm going all in. But until next time, guys, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe down below if you want to see more financial content just like this.